In the SEC ACC Challenge, but they have already beaten at that time number 3 Pitt, and we are underway in this 3 out of 5 set match. Baylor in the green, Florida in the white, and it is the Florida block that is unable to score that point. Baylor gets the first point of the match. Babinbe over on that right side defending well.
No surprise we see Babinbe involved early. She is their most used attacker, comes into this match with 165 attempts from the right side. She played in the middle a season ago. New position, but great results.
Stuckey with the set. Left side attack. Monchik is denied by Alec Roth.
Interestingly for Baylor, we talked about the pieces for Florida. Baylor also has used multiple outsides. Rachmanchik has had the hot hand as of lately, but they have several options at that left pin.
Another similarity between these two, you see the players in the different colored jerseys. They're the liberos. They play back row only. They are both freshmen. We just saw Hayes serve for Florida, and there is the freshman libero Madison for Baylor. Very unusual for both teams at this level to have freshmen anchoring those positions.
Really difficult position and a transition to make from high school to college. So 2 impressive young ladies.
Anastasia Nikolnikova from Ukraine, transferred in from Syracuse. She led Syracuse in blocks last season. Into serve now for Baylor. This first set goes to 25, win by 2. Hayes saves that. Stuckey puts it up for Madkin, and Madkin a little long on the attack. And another, they win the point, more importantly for the Gators, and that ties things at 2. So a good challenge by Ryan Tice, and I love that Hawkeye technology that they love, if they use here in the SEC. Hudson the server, nice serve. And a little miscommunication there on the Baylor side, and Florida will take that point.
As Kira Hudson goes back to serve, she will be the only player for Florida playing in all 6 rotations aside from the setter.
Hudson 5 aces already in the first 3 weeks of the season. Missed last season because of a shoulder injury. And a big head start on that left side for Rachmanchik, the freshman from Belarus. And Rachmanchik will go back to serve. Member of the Belarus junior national team, one of the best young players in that country. And her serve is out.
I'm waiting to see here if they leave Rachmanchik, and it looks like she will play across the back row.
Ryan McGuire has led Baylor to 9 straight NCAA tournaments, now over 200 wins. And Ryan McGuire's actually produced a lot of coaches, Missy. 13 of his former staffers and student athletes are now coaching in college. Kanan with the serve for the Gators. She's in for the first time. There's that lefty attack by Carroll. Over the block goes Bird. Nice off speed.
Nice choice there by Bird. A fundamental difference between these two is you'll see Baylor in a 6-2. They're always going to have their setter coming out of right back. For setters who are young or haven't played a lot, defense can kind of be low priority. They're thinking so much about the offensive game, and I like the fact that Bird challenges her to play defense early. And
this is a young Baylor team, 7 newcomers this year. But they score on that rally. Nice play up front by number 2 in green, Bailey Warren. Her sister, Bree, is also on the team.
So early on, I'm noticing we've got Warren opposite of Rachmanchik. Rachmanchik getting the nod to play 6 rotations. She will be the only 6 rotation player on the floor for Baylor. We've seen a lot of MJ McCurdy at the left pin and seen her go 6 rotations. So both of these teams have incredible options.
Jayla Gus, last year's SEC Freshman of the Year, with a big kill on the right side.
Speaking of options, one of the best is always Jayla Auguste behind, off 1 foot. She makes it look so easy. And all the credit to Alexis Stuckey, who is such a natural setter of middles and gets them involved in the game so early.
Augusta missing on that serve, but she is a human skywalker. Touches just under 11 feet. And serving is going to be a key point of emphasis for Florida. There's the error. They had 11 of those against UNC. Their goal, Missy, 1-1, 1 ace to 1 error.
And they've done a pretty good job on the season of hitting that mark, but in that North Carolina match, 1 ace, 11 errors is not what they were shooting for.
Florida's only lost 2 matches, and it was their 2 worst serving matches. Bird, off hands, point Florida.
Bird dipping into her toolbox early. We see the off-speed shot right over the block. That time, a nice high flat swing off those hands.
Bird had 23 kills in the upset of Pitt in the first week of the season. That was when Pitt was ranked number 3 in the nation. Here's Alexis Stuckey, one of the premier setters in the country, back after a horrific knee injury. Nice. Bibimbe found the opening in the Florida D.
And Bibimbe, for a player who spent her career in the middle, moved to the right pin, for them to set her and serve receive on the left side, that's a very different swing for someone who's been hitting fastballs their whole life. But she has proved to be very versatile this year, a huge personality for this Baylor team. She's a player who can put you on her back, you can ride that wave.
Well, that is good for Florida to get Ulafatu off the service line. She started their last match out with a 7-0 run behind the service line against Rice. And errors there. And into serve now, Ella Vogel. Ella actually leads this Gator team in aces this year, 13 already in their 6 matches. And there's number 14.
It's always interesting to get an early look at serving strategy. Who will these players target time and time again? We'll keep an eye on that as things progress.
What are you seeing so far?
Well, right now, Florida going after that freshman libero. Sometimes you want to keep it off of the libero, but as a freshman, maybe think they can kind of get in her head.
Oh, Essex scoring on her former teammates.
Well, Gabby Essex's last performance in the O-Dome, her one and only performance here a season ago before her career was shut down at Florida sideline due to injury, was 16 kills against Florida State. So she's got good vibes on this floor coming into this one.
And another service error, point Florida. That's the 3rd service error on the Bears. Now the freshman Madison. Dad played football at Texas A&M. Here's the other freshman libero for Florida. This is Lily Hayes. Grew up south of here in Tampa. Vogel saves it on the back row. Stuckey, a tight set to August. But when you have Jayla August next to you, good things can happen.
This is where Stuckey shines. A really nice first contact. Puts her right on the net where she has 3 options. And she has that ability to find middles in transition.
You were a setter, Missy. Why was that set so elite?
You know, I just think, honestly, the pass was elite. And so Alexis Stuckey had 3 options, and it's just the perfect connection. You know, her middle does a good job. It's really all 3 contacts. An elite pass, Alexis Stuckey with 3 options is always going to be dangerous, and credit the middle for working hard in transition to be available.
Alexis Stuckey, one of the most inspiring sports stories, as she suffered what could have been a career-ending injury 2 seasons ago. Came back last year, but was not 100%. And got her body ready to compete for this season, and she's looked fantastic. Madkin attacks, little long, did not get the touch, point Baylor. And so we will see Bree Kenny again behind the service line.
Madkin was not in the Florida lineup early in the season when they played Pitt. Coach Ryan Tice told us we were trying to have as few new pieces on the floor. They were keeping Kira Hudson at the left pin where she had primarily played, but they knew they were going to have to get Madkin in the lineup for her offense.
Nice short serve through the Gators out of system. Left side attack over the block. A beautiful hang time there by Rachmanchik.
Florida defense very deep here. You see Alexis Stuckey well back on the line, and if the off blocker isn't releasing to pick up that tip shot, then that would be Alexis Stuckey's ball, so they have to work out that assignment. 3-0
Baylor run. Stuckey setting Madkin, goes right back to her, and Madkin gets the kill.
Really nice tempo to the outside that time, Sam. And again, it has a lot to do with ball control. I think at UNC you saw whatever setter was on the floor for Florida, they were on the run. Not a lot of good passing, not a lot of controlled first contact, but Florida looks much different.
That match was earlier in the week on Tuesday in Chapel Hill. Baylor's been off all week since the win over Rice last week, and Madkin is getting heated up on that left side. That's 2 kills in a row.
And this is all about the fact that they already got a gust going, and so now setting it off her shoulder, it's almost like a double quick with Madkin coming so fast. And you see, we mentioned the fact that Madkin not in the lineup early for Florida, but you see the increase in her production as they've inserted her, and her arm is paying off.
Baylor was looking for a touch. They're not going to get it. Point Florida. A miss by Carroll. Grace Carroll.
From at an incredibly high level from high school to college, and for these two players to be passing in every single rotation. And Lily Hayes, 1 reception error. There she is, 13, wearing blue for the Gators in that libero jersey. 1 reception error on the season, and across the net you've got Madison White today for Baylor wearing that libero jersey. Only 4 reception errors on the season. These two are really going to be incredible. You think about the experience they'll have as seniors.
What about the mental demand of that position? Because you kind of have to be a leader on the floor, don't you?
Absolutely. Quarterback that defense.
And a big Gator block. Madkin and a gust have pushed Florida out to a 5-0 run right now. And they've jumped out to a 16-10 lead.
When a ball is tight to the net, the advantage is to the block, and the Gators absolutely smother that one.
Hudson behind the service line, served it. Ulafatu in the overpass. Stuckey is there to clean it up. Alexis Stuckey is an attacking setter. And a timeout taken by Baylor.
For SEC Big 12 volleyball coming at you. Arizona State, a fun team right now. They lead the Big 12 in terms of national ranking. Actually won the Big 12 a season ago. And fun fact, guess who their only loss was to last year in the Big 12? It was to Baylor. By the way, we've got a substitution on the floor. 12 in green. Now in the match, that is the sister of number 2 Bailey Warren. Now Brielle Warren in, and she's playing on the right side.
Stuckey setting Madkin, and Madkin used a little creativity there, did not get the kill, and then the defense, August, is there to deny that swing.
This ball is a little inside, and I've seen Brielle Warren practice on the left side and the right side. So as a right side attacker who's right-handed, that footwork is incredibly important to get to the ball, and when that ball dies inside, it becomes very difficult.
Canan serving for Florida. She can go on big serving runs as well. That attack just wide. Davis was all over it, but cut it too sharp.
Like Essex in the middle, Davis also a pre-conference Big 12 selection. You see flashes of what she's capable of there, a lethal swing.
And Canan missing on that serve, so point to Baylor.
That's 2 misses now from the service line. Sam and Florida, we asked them, how aggressive do you want to be? You know, we asked Ryan Tice, where do you fall on the continuum there of how aggressive you want to be in serving? And the goal would be to only give up about 2 errors per set. So they've hit that 2. We'll see if they can rein them in.
Stuckey setting on the left side all the way over to Bird, and Bird just hammers it for the kill.
Bird without an error so far today. 3 kills on 3 attempts. How about a perfect 1,000 at this point in set 1? She'll take it. And she's playing really smart volleyball. These haven't been her hardest swings, but really taking what's given to her, not forcing it.
Gators overall with just 1 hitting error in this opening set. That attack goes over the block. Canan saves it. Stuckey sends it over with the left hand. Right side attack now, and that is perfectly placed by Bree Warren.
Warren now will rotate out, but in a 6-2 system, you know, Coach McGuire told us you have to have 2 setters who are equally good, and you have to have 2 right sides. Well, he's proving that he has 3 right sides on his roster, as we've seen 3 already today, and we know he has at least 3 left sides. So just an embarrassment of riches at the pins is what kind of allows them to play in this system. We asked him if he prefers the 6-2. He said, I've really never run it. At the end of the day, we just got to do what allows us to get kills. Well, kills is the name of the game.
We're starting to see more and more of it among the top teams in the country. Essex with another point out of the middle. So a couple of kills for Gabby Essex already. In fact, 2 kills on 2 swings. One of those setters, Harley Crack, back to serve. Hudson played that. Stuckey sends it to the corner. Correct to Essex. And Hudson could not get out of the way. Point Baylor.
And Coach McGuire actually told us that when you think of your left sides, you're thinking offense, but because he has such big physical middles, big physical right sides, he said one of the really important pieces for him when he's choosing his left side players is ball control so that they can run Gabby Essex.
That was a touch, so Bird will get another kill. You know, this Baylor team, they were picked 6th in the Big 12 preseason poll, and I think they're underestimated a little bit, Missy. I think we may see them finish much higher than 6 before all is said and done. BYU and Kansas top 2 in the preseason poll in the Big 12. Bibimbe, so much power.
Just pounding it off the block, showing her strength.
Bibimbe from Cameroon started playing volleyball because her sister played and got injured, and she wanted to honor her sister by allowing her to see herself through Manu and started playing volleyball. Such a sweet story. Roth is blocked.
And immediately you saw Alexis Stuckey point at herself. She said, hey, that's me. 3 blockers up on Alec Roth. I mean, this is a difficult assignment. They are over and they are there early, and the set's actually a little low. And that's why you immediately see Alexis Stuckey say, hey, that's on me.
Baylor trying to catch Florida here in the back end of this opening set. Goes to 25, win by 2. And Baylor with another point. They're within 3 now.
For Florida, because they only have Kira Hudson playing in 6 rotations, and this really goes for Baylor as well because they run the 6-2, only 1 player playing in 6 rotations. They don't really have a back row attack option, which is all important right now in women's volleyball. And so these 2 teams have to have high-level performance from their pins.
Another point for the Gators, Roth and Madkin.
Madkin showing she can get it done on both sides, offense and defense so far today.
And Florida very happy to have Vogel back there serving right now at the end of the set. She is their best server. And they get her off the service line, and it is Essex. That's ironic that the former Gator ends that run. And Baylor still alive. Florida, though, 2 points away from winning this set. Florida's hitting 500 in this first set to Baylor's 250. Stuckey to Madkin. Rachmanchik into the Florida block. Tools it. No. Yes, they changed the call. Point Baylor.
And Madkin telling Ryan Tice, I saw this as well. I think Bibimbe in the net, kind of coming under at Madkin during that rally. She's telling Ryan Tice to challenge it. We'll see what he does.
Well, he's asking for an explanation and appears satisfied with the explanation, or at least not worth the challenge. Again, Florida's 2 points from winning this set. He's going to bring in a sub we'll see for the first time today. Milica Vidicic, number 10 in white. She is from Serbia, arrived on campus literally just weeks before the season started, and has been such a good addition to this Florida team. Service error gives the Gators set point.
Vidicic was a big part of Florida's win over Pitt. She had only been in the United States for a week when they went on that road trip. So much change in that young athlete's life. I can only imagine how her head has been spinning. But when she gets settled here in Florida, I think she's going to be a piece of this puzzle.
Fans on their feet in the O-Dome, set point Florida. And it is Madkin with the one hand ending the set. And the Gators win it 25-20, but very efficient set, only 1 hitting error for Florida.
Yeah, efficient. I think you could say that. When you're going over 5-20 in the first set, Florida's got to feel pretty good about that.
So the Gators at home win the opening set, 25-20. And we'll see if the Baylors can figure this out when we come back.
Heavy arm. The ball just sounded different when Jenny Mans took a swing at it.
And Jenny's not here because she's being a parent today.
Somebody's got to.
Away at a kids event. Florida winning the opening point of the second set off of that service error. Here's Stuckey serving now for the Gators. Gators won the first set 25-20. Essex, little hang time. again scores. The Gators have had no answer for Gabby Essex.
Gabby Essex has just done a really nice job of moving the ball around. We saw some high snap roll shots over the top of the block, you know, using the entire floor, off speed, hard hit, doing it all.
5 kills on 6 swings for Essex. Crack will set Essex again and another kill.
And there it is again. You see the set isn't quite there, and she just snaps high, rolls it into the corner. The corner is the hardest spot to defend. Look at this, not a full swing, but wow, is that well placed. That's what you're gonna get from a graduate student, someone who understands the game.
She got her undergrad degree in Florida last year in education sciences. In grad school now at Baylor.
Bird still without an error, 6 kills on 8 attempts. And that time she's doing it from the right side.
Bird rotates out, Vogel back into serve. You know, Bird has been a bright star for Florida this year. Ace. Baylor is saying it was out. The back judge said it was good, and Ryan McGuire says prove it. So we'll have a Baylor challenge on that serve.
The line judge actually just called a touch.
So the freshman Morgan Madison serving. Serves it at Vogel. Stuckey setting Hudson off hands. Good save by Madison. Nice up in that back row by Hayes. Madison, Babinbe blocked. Warren still can't put it down. One of the longer rallies of the match. Warren again through hands. Nice save by Madkin. Crack to Babinbe, and Babinbe. Wow, what strength.
Shoves it down. I like the aggressive play on the off speed. No air under this one. She's getting it to the floor in a hurry. What a great save by Madkin. You can see the release now of the off blocker for Florida to play either off speed or balls off the block, and Madkin covers it well.
And a point in the middle from Davis. Tori Davis getting that block, number 7 in green, studying apparel merchandising. She's a stylist for an on-campus magazine at Baylor. Good serve. Stuckey sends it out to the pin, Madkin. Vogel calls everybody off. Stuckey again with a set. Madkin this time terminates.
Madkin doing a nice job of finding the seam here. And this becomes difficult because Florida, on the right side, Kira Hudson yet to register a kill. And so Florida really getting all their offense from 2/3 of the net, and it allows that Baylor middle blocker to cheat. So nice pace on the set there to find a hole.
Good block by August. Kept that rally alive. Stuckey setting Madkin again, and Madkin will get the kill as Rachmanchik tried to make a play on it in the back row.
After several swings into the angle by Madkin, that time she turns on one down the line.
She is a fascinating young woman that challenges herself to learn a new word every week. When she was in the 8th grade, she made a 32 on the English and reading section of the ACT, which is 97% better than juniors and seniors in high school.
Yikes, I'm impressed.
Wonder what her word of the week is. We need to ask her.
Kills.
Babinbe on the right side gets one of those. Again, Babinbe has been the big star for Baylor, and she and Essex today have 13 of the 19 kills produced by the Bears. And Babinbe will go back to serve. Short serve diving in is Vogel. Here's Hudson. Saved by Kreck. Madison with the set that is denied. August and Hudson were up there on the front row.
And we've heard a lot about the reach of Jayla August, but sometimes it's not how high you jump, it's how far over you get. And Jayla August shows us how it's done.
You mentioned her reach, Missy. When she is standing hands raised, it is over 8 feet.
Wow.
Oh, nice approach and a kill by Bailey Warren, high-flying freshman from Houston.
With Bailey Warren playing on the left side, this is a very young Baylor team. They've got 2 left sides who are freshmen when Warren is in the lineup alongside Rachmanchik. And then with a freshman libero, Coach McGuire actually told us one of the highlights of the season for him has been when he's had 3 freshmen as their primary passers and how well they've held up.
Yeah, he's really enjoyed coaching this young team, so they've been a good group from day one. Both these teams play with a lot of joy in the practice gym, and Rachmanchik getting the kill on the left side for the Bears.
And on cue, we see the freshmen starting to come through. Rachmanchik has been a big piece of this offense, already over 100 attempts coming into this match. And this is a team who really spreads it around. If you have 100 attempts, that's a big number.
Yeah, very tough to scout this Baylor team. Never know who's going to beat you. Right side attack, unsuccessful. They'll try it again. And a big Grace Carroll, delivering with the lefty kill.
And again, in out-of-system situations for both of these teams, it's going to take multiple attempts from the pins because there is no back row attack necessarily. Now, I am interested to see if Baylor could get Warren going out of the back row.
We have a timeout on the floor. Baylor trying to erase the loss of that first gem that she played 4 years in. Missed last season after getting an injury after a match. And August scoring right away for Florida out of that timeout.
Rachmanchik just slightly floating on that block. You're going to have to get there, get stopped, and go straight up if you have any chance of being effective against Jayla August.
If jumping is involved, you don't want to be around Jayla August. I mean, she was a track athlete as well, a state champion in the high jump. And an ace for the Gators. That'll make Ryan Tice very happy, as that was a point of emphasis. Kanan is certainly a player that can give you a lot of those.
You would certainly hope that after a poor serving match, you would return to your home court and really be able to flip the script.
There was a lot of serving in practice yesterday. Middle attack denied by the Gators. Carroll with the lefty swing. Kanan kept it alive. This is tight to the net. And the Gators just could not make a play on it. Point Baylor.
And in a lot of instances, there's a back row attack option in a broken play like that. But again, it does put a lot of pressure on Florida's pins. That is a difficult ball to swing at. A bump set coming from off the court, across the court. You know, a lot has to go right there.
Well, this Baylor team much better here in the second set so far. Only one hitting error. The service errors, though, are definitely something they don't want to see start.
Yeah, I found it really interesting after set 1, taking a close look at the numbers, Sam. Both teams actually scored 14 points themselves. So it speaks to the errors either from the service line, or for Baylor it was 6 attack errors to Florida only having 3.
Baylor also with 6 service errors right now. And there's another ace. Jayla August with her 8th ace of the season. She had 4 in the win over Pitt a couple of weeks ago. 4 for the team today as well. Targets Rachmanchik with that serve. Essex out of the middle. Her perfection continues. 7 kills on 7 swings.
And the variety of attacks, that's the front slide. You see her come along the net off of 1 foot in front of the setter. One of my favorite looks. And while the connection wasn't perfect, Gabby still was able to find the floor there.
Correct serving. Stuckey. And the block is on. Rachmanchik and Essex over there. Rachmanchik getting most of that.
What a great correction by Rachmanchik, who I mentioned just moments ago was slightly floating. Look at that. That time moving slightly, but the way she drops that left hand to take control of that block and turn the ball back in bounds, really well played.
Again, she's one of the freshman newcomers from Belarus. Bird flying high. Good up. Bibimbe hits into the block. Still alive, and Essex finally misses. I did want to ask you, Missy. Florida, new head coach, new players. is Gabby getting anything from her experience at Florida? Does she know how they're playing in any way that would benefit her?
I think mostly what she gets is just being comfortable here on this floor. But as you said, new coach, a lot of new faces. Yeah, I'm not sure that there's much more than that.
There's another kill by Essex. She is certainly looking like she's reading her ex-teammates' mind today.
Yes.
This is a fantastic match for Essex.
Unfortunately for her, with those middles for Florida who were freshmen a year ago, she was sidelined with an injury all year, so she wasn't actually practicing against them.
Essex got on the floor for one match last year against Florida State. It was a heck of a match, and then had to sit the rest of the season out. A nice swing by Bailey Warren, the freshman, whose dad, Ty, was a three-time Pro Bowler for the Patriots.
And I'd like to point out the fact Bailey Warren is listed at 5'10". I mean, one of the smaller outside hitters you're going to see across the country, and she has an elite arm and a big-time jump.
Second straight weekend we've had one of those on our family of networks. Last week it was Louisville's Chloe Chicoine. Hudson attacking. Warren kept it alive. Essex looking for another kill. Nice save by Hayes. Prep with the set to Babembe. Whistle blows. Somebody looks like in the net, and it is Florida point Baylor.
That one's called against Hudson, who got stuck on the left side over there. But let's go back to the save, because it is certainly worth seeing again. As we've mentioned, freshman liberos in this one, and you would not know it by the way they patrol the backcourt.
Hayes is doing a fantastic job. He's a silver medalist playing for the U.S. U19 team last summer. Hudson. That looked more like a slam dunk.
This is a really smart decision by Hudson, because if you remember moments ago, Benbibe threw one to the floor. The officials did not call it. So you find out early, how are these officials going to call the match? If they're going to allow it, by all means, don't give the defense an opportunity to make a play.
Vogel serving Ulufatu. Warren. Vogel saves it. Stuckey with his set. Madkin in the corner. Nice run down by Madison. Crack keeps it alive. Warren. Stuckey got a hand on it. Ulufatu played it. Essex hits to Roth, and she's denied.
The fans like it, and Alec Roth likes it as well. Lots of miles go in over the course of the match for these middle blockers. They work so hard in transition. It's fun to see it pay off.
And Roth is so much fun to watch celebrate. Babembe off hands. Stuckey with time to set now to Madkin. Nice up by Madison. Warren into the block, and Roth is a fortress right now.
Blocks tend to come in bunches, Sam. You find a rhythm, you get the timing. It's often in the second set after you've had some live reps against your opponents, and that's what we're seeing from Alec Roth.
You would expect that from a high school valedictorian, Alec Roth. Great student. Service error. Roth from Ohio, was an all-state basketball player, all-conference lacrosse player. In fact, she has two sisters that play for the Mexican national lacrosse team, has a Mexican heritage in her family. A lot of athletic family members in the Roth family. Remember Mary Wise used to call her a unicorn.
Yeah, that's right.
Correct, setting Babembe, blocked by Roth again. Further backing you up, Missy. They're coming in bunches.
And as a right-handed player on the right side, the setter has got to shove this one all the way across the net. You see the reach back in by Madkin. That's because that ball is dying inside. And
Baylor is very happy she's rotated off the floor. Hayes with the serve, ace. Ace number 2 this season for Lily Hayes.
You should feel comfortable on your home court, right? It should be an advantage, particularly from the service line, in Florida taking advantage of that today.
Another good serve. Ulufatu bumps it over. Stuckey setting Vidicic. Down the line, kill goes wide. Point Baylor. And Vidicic, a freshman opposite from Serbia.
Not able to convert there, but when she's in the lineup, it does force Baylor to have to defend that right pin as well.
Just watching her at practice, she has so much upside. I'm looking forward to seeing how she progresses. August pulls the Gators within 1.
Credit the pass for Florida. This is a 3-option opportunity. Nice work by Vogel in serve receive to make it easy.
Stuckey has assisted on 12 of the 17 kills for Florida. Vidacic, nice serve. Crack. That was really her only option, and she made the most of it.
And Crack snuck into the front row on us, by the way, catching everybody off guard. Typically, they're in that traditional 6-2 where the setter's only coming out of the back row.
That is only the 5th kill this season for Crack, as normally she is not an attacking setter, as Missy alluded to. But Baylor needed that point. It keeps them in front by 2. The freshman Bailey Warren to serve. Nice serve. Hayes bumps it over. Nice save by Vogel. Madkin. A lot of options here. They'll go to Carroll. And Carroll got the touch. Point Baylor.
The fact that Florida didn't get a swing in the out-of-system situation there put them behind in that point, and that's a point that Baylor should capitalize on. They do.
A couple of big points here for Baylor to extend the lead back out to 3. This set goes to 25, win by 2. And a service error will give the point and the serve back to Florida. And that's the 7th service error on the Bears. And Baylor still without an ace today. So that's a lot of free points being given to the Gators, but at the moment, the scoreboard favors Baylor in this second set. Kanan ready to rip it. Serves it at Rachmanchik. Carroll through hands, kept alive by Hudson. Nice up. Rachmanchik targets Hayes. And a kill on the left side by Jordan Bird.
Jordan Bird just playing an incredibly efficient game right now for Florida. Like the use of the high shot there. Hitting well over 400, over 450 right now as a left pin. That is a huge number.
Stuckey, a back set to August. Baylor's keep it alive. Rachmanchik hits through hands. Middle attack is good by Tori Davis.
What a nice setting choice in transition there by Bree Denny to find her middle when things are chaotic. It's a great time to find the middle, because if it's chaotic on your side and people are scrambling, you know the defense is as well.
Davis, the daughter of Annette Davis, who was a Team USA beach volleyball Olympian, played with Jenny Johnson-Jordan in the 2000 Olympics, who now coaches UCLA's beach team. Denny, little touch from Rachmanchik. Gators all over the floor, but they keep it alive. Denny calls everybody off. And Rachmanchik tools the block for the Bear point, and it is 21-18. Well, Rachmanchik's been impressive. 2, Florida won the first set. It's a 3 out of 5 set match. Stuckey with the set and terminating his Bird. Side out immediately for the Gators.
And Alexis Stuckey to the outside. This is happening very quickly. Nice tempo to the left pin. Just gives Bird just enough room there.
Bird 8 kills. Stuckey with 15 assists and a service error. Bella Lee doesn't clear the net with that serve. And so Baylor gets closer to winning this second set. Kreck will be behind the service line, one of their better servers, already 10 aces this season. But remember, Baylor hasn't had an ace this entire match. Hayes will set Bird. Wow, what power.
And Bird is just dialed in. She is laser focused today.
She's one of those players, Missy, to me, that looks like they want the ball in the tight situations.
You better hope your left pins feel that way, because they're going to get it.
Stuckey serving. Roth there to clean it up, but give Stuckey credit for that serve.
This is a really good rotation for Baylor. If they can just get a pass, they have the Bende and Essex as options in the front row. It comes down to first contact.
Christmas. To Bende. Stuckey saves it. No, point Baylor.
Crossed
She went under the net.
Yeah. I really feel like that's a situation where it's hard, because Stuckey's the only one moving toward the ball. Everyone else is transitioning off the net away from the ball, but it feels like a help call there. Just didn't look like she was going to be able to get to that one, and even though she does, her momentum pulls her under the net.
I'm just glad she's okay. That could have been dangerous.
No surprise for Baylor. Ball to Bende, as it should be.
Baylor 2 points from tying this match up. Ulafatu serving, and an ace. That's the first ace for Baylor, and it comes from Ulafatu, who again went on a 7-0 run behind the service line against Rice last week to start that match.
The placement of that serve, just precision, pinpoint, right at Alec Roth and Kira Hudson.
Set point Baylor. Bird.
Defense was ready for it. Just an even better swing. I think everybody in the gym knew where that's going. Kira Hudson at the left pin, not really taking swings. That's not where you're going to go with the ball. Obviously going behind to the hot hand, and Bird just with an elite swing there.
Bird, first player in the match to 10 kills. Still set point Baylor. They have a couple more to work with if they need them. Warren swings, kept alive. Madkin did not get the touch, and the Baylor Bears on the road have leveled this match at a set apiece. So if you're in the Florida huddle during that timeout, what would you be telling the Gators right now?
I think stay the course. Like I said, I don't think we saw bad volleyball on either side of the net there. Florida did a great job from the service line in set 2. We didn't see quite as many kills, but partially because of the fact that they were able to score from the service line, they didn't have to have those kills.
Bende just picks up her 9th kill of this match. And we expected this match to be a tight one between these two teams. It's a 2 out of 3 set match from here on out, since we're tied at a set apiece. Stuckey setting the right side, and Jayla August off 1 foot gets the kill.
Beautiful by August, and it really such a nice rotation for Florida there when Stuckey's in the front row and they have the ability to spread the block. Look at this. That middle blocker has to defend from antenna to antenna. Good luck.
Gus with another good serve. Ulafatu with the receive. Oh, wow. Rachmanchik rocks that attack.
Bit of a combo play there, partially because of the fact that the setter's pulled into left front and the middle stays in front of her. That brings your left side attacker just off the shoulder. And it's such a quick ball to the left antenna.
Bende back to serve now for Baylor. Pushes that a little long. We're tied at 2 here at the start of this 3rd set. This top 20 matchup. Baylor looking for their first top 20 win of the season. Gators trying to get their 2nd after beating Pitt in the opening weekend. They have lost ranked matches to Stanford and UNC. Only 2 losses for the Gators. Rachmanchik again, ride that wave till it crashes. 2 kills in a row.
Yeah, you don't have to know a whole lot to know to feed the hot hand. That's in any sport, right? And right now, Rachmanchik has found a groove.
She's back to serve now, again from Belarus, considered one of the top junior players in that country. Service error, that's been the one glaring negative for Baylor today, is the number of service errors. They're now up to 9 with just the 1 ace.
Interestingly, Sam, she didn't play against SMU, and that's their loss on the season. So she could be the difference maker for Baylor.
Yeah, they have been on a 4-match win streak since that opening loss to SMU in 5 sets. Vogel was trying to serve it short, a little too short, didn't clear the net. When do you use that short serve, Missy?
Well, sometimes you're trying to jam up the traffic pattern of the attackers. So if you're able to serve it short, maybe the middle blocker in that rotation, Gabby Essex, wouldn't be able to take her approach.
Stuckey to Madkin. Nice save by Hayes. Madkin will try again, off hands this time. Gets the kill.
Nice work by Hayes there in coverage to create a second opportunity. You see her pick that ball up off the block. Madkin gets off the net and gives herself a second good swing. Have to work hard in transition for that opportunity.
7 kills for Madkin this afternoon. Essex is blocked. One-on-one with Auguste.
And that's fun stuff. Just 2 really good middle blockers going at it.
That's funny. Gabby just grinned at her through the net. Denny back set to Carroll. Stuckey got one arm on it, but it wasn't enough to save it, so give Grace Carroll the kill from the right side.
And Stuckey would like that one back. She stuck one arm out, knows she could have had 2 on it, could have put her platform on it. It was a really good block slowdown. And when we talk about blocks, realize the numbers we're giving you for blocks are those that end a rally. Those are stuff blocks. But these players are touching countless balls over the course of long rallies to slow them down.
Right now the Gators leading in that block category 7-3. Madkin down the line, missed it. Point Baylor. Madkin transferred from Arkansas. She was one of the top freshmen in the SEC last year. Originally from Mississippi. Her dad was a football star in Mississippi. Correct. Out to Warren. Here's Madkin again. And Madkin did get the touch that time, so give her another kill.
And you see the number of swings that Anaya Madkin is asked to take in that particular rotation. Kira Hudson, who's rotated back to serve now, is in the right front. Not a lot of offense happening over there. So if the ball is passed off the net, there is no back row attack. Anaya Madkin is the only option.
Madkin has the most swings of the Florida attackers today, 23. Next highest is 17. Essex unable to clear the net with that attack. Madkin with 8 kills so far today. Her career high so far at Florida is 11. That was at Ohio State. Florida beat the Buckeyes in Columbus. Hayes unable to save that, but Bimbe just hammered it.
Prior to that swing, Sam, both teams hitting exactly 266 here in this third set. But leave it to Bimbe to push the Bears over the top. Now they're at 375, a quick jump for Baylor.
And Bimbe now with 10 kills. 6 times she's had 10 or more in their 7 matches. Bimbe's emerged as the star for Baylor. Stuckey, I think she was attacking there, Missy.
She was.
Did not clear the net with it, and she is a very good attacking setter.
She is, and I don't feel like she's been overly aggressive this year, so I think perhaps trying to incorporate that into her game. Not much of a right side attack for Florida. She could be that for 3 rotations.
The left side attack saved by Kreck, but Bimbe, when she has time, Missy, that's just a tough swing to stop.
Bimbe make it 11 kills now. As we mentioned, averages 3 per set, which would be 9 over 3 sets. She's already 11, and third set is not over yet, folks.
She hits such a heavy ball. It's like a Thor hammer. Stuckey to Madkin over the block. Stuckey back set to Auguste. Point Gators. Mancha couldn't stop that attack.
Near disaster for Florida on a free ball that they looked like they were going to let hit the floor. Vogel dives in to save it, and Jayla Auguste with the finish.
So Canaan comes back into serve for Florida. Canaan, again, one of their better servers already with an ace this afternoon. Targeting Ulafatu with that one. And then a dig by Canaan. Bird crushes it.
Yes, please, from the dig, because it's a good one by Canaan. How about the push of Alexis Stuckey to put that ball in a window where Bird can actually take an aggressive swing?
Madison with the serve receive. Here's Babinbe. Little extra on that attack. Good response by Babinbe and the Bears.
Didn't see that coming if you don't understand the fact that she played middle for this team just a season ago. And so the quick middle attack in serve receive, that gives them 2 quicks in the front row there in that serve receive.
Only 1 error today for Babinbe and 17 swings. Here's Bird again. It is just a highlight reel for attacking on both sides of the net at the moment.
And Bird, this is just up over the top of a really good block, by the way. This is Davis alongside Babinbe, and Jordan Bird has had herself a day. 12 kills with only 1 error.
Match tied at a set apiece. We've had 9 ties this set. Ties broken, and Baylor goes up by 1. Nice middle attack there by Tori Davis, junior from California.
The hang time of Tori Davis, and realize these middles attack off of 2 different setters. So, you know, that can be a challenge.
Stuckey puts it up for Bird. Rakmanchik. Stuckey will swing. And Stuckey gets the touch for a kill.
Like I said, Stuckey can be that right side offense for 3 rotations. Kira Hudson hangs one up to the right side, and Stuckey's like, why not? What a smart swing high off hands.
Well, at times this year they brought Taylor Parks in to set, and they've let Stuckey stay on the front row as an attacker. Hayes keeps it alive. Stuckey this time will set Bird, and Bird off hands terminates again. She's up to 13 kills and just 1 hitting error.
She's just playing really smart volleyball. Seeing the block, seeing the court. Over 550 from the left pin, and she's taken 21 swings.
Correct to Rakmanchik, and Rakmanchik misses. Point Florida, and the Gators take a 2-point lead, and in this set, that's a big lead.
Rakmanchik, only a freshman. It's actually hard to imagine the speed of her arm swing.
Stuckey back to serve. Stuckey today with 2 kills, 23 assists, 4 digs, a block, looking for an ace to add to that stat line.
Harley Craig is playing in the front row in this rotation.
Hudson into the Baylor block. It hits the antenna. Point Florida.
Nice push off the block by Hudson.
So a timeout here in the O-Dome.
This is what she's capable of.
Stuckey still on the service line for Florida. Tori Davis sides out for Baylor right out of that timeout to bring the Bears within 2.
The multiplicity of the Baylor attack, I just really like it. In the 6-2, they always have 3 options across the front row. And then even those options are so versatile. That time we see Davis behind, just 1 step behind. We haven't seen that. We know what Babinbe can do. She can take quicks in front as well as behind and play at the right pin.
Yeah, again, we talked about it a little earlier, but Baylor is such a tough team to scout because of you never know who's going to step up for them. That was pushed out of bounds by Hudson, and so Baylor, ending a 4-0 run by Florida, now has a 2-0 run to get to within 1 point.
And you see the frustration on Hudson's face, because if you're going to use an off-speed shot, you certainly can't err on that one.
Rakmanchik serves it at Roth. And oh, Baylor would love to have that over again. But it sails out of bounds. Point Florida.
And you talk about when do you use that short serve, saying there's another great situation where Baylor forces Florida's middle blocker to have to pass. It creates an error, but Baylor doesn't capitalize, and Ryan McGuire not happy about that.
Florida with a double sub. They bring in Vogel and Madkin. That was Vogel who just served. Madkin's on the front row for Florida.
Okay, we finally see a back row attack, and it's Rakmanchik out of the back row for Baylor. However, she stepped over that 3-meter line. You saw the signal from the official. You have to jump from behind that 3-meter line. You can land in front of it, but you have to take off from behind it.
Vogel errs with the serve. Again, Florida's goal to have an ace for every error. And they're just behind on that today. 5 aces, 7 errors. Tori Davis serves it at Madkin and sets up an overpass kill for Grace Carroll.
Moments ago, we saw that Baylor serve create a point. It didn't go the Bears' way, but this time Carroll pounds it. And Florida, who got a little bit into this situation at North Carolina, maybe trying to pass too perfect. A lot of balls close to the net. Needs to bring it off a little.
Gators still up by 1. Stuckey takes it over herself and fools the Baylor defense. Kill number 3 for Stuckey.
Stuckey offensive out of the back row. Catches that Baylor defense on their heels.
That's such a momentum buster, too, when the setter does that to you. Hayes serving it, Rachmanchik. Essex denied. Hayes setting Madkin. And Madkin with the kill from the left side, and the Gators push the lead back to 3.
A whip of an arm here from Anaya Madkin. Working hard, get off the net in transition, and then just that thumb down swing into left front. Beautiful.
Denny setting the left side, and Warren goes up and finds the line.
Officials letting them kind of throw it to the floor, but it's because these players are doing a good job of getting on top of the ball. So there's no carrying going on. It's one push down to the floor. That one obviously out of bounds.
Yeah, that's the 3rd ball we've seen go down as a kill that, you know, maybe other officials would call it as a carry. Madkin pushes to the corner. Rachmanchik saves it. This has got to go over. Free ball here for Florida. Stuckey to Hudson. Hudson goes down the line and misses. Point Baylor.
An off speed out of bounds, and we're going to see a substitution here.
So Vidicic will come in and replace of Hudson. Vidicic comes in on the right side. Stuckey and August also on the front row for the Gators. Stuckey setting Madkin. Nice save by Babinbe. Vogel. Stuckey, one-handed set to Madkin. Whoa!
Baylor thinks that ball was out of bounds. We're going to get a quick challenge. Beautiful save by Vogel. The one-handed set by Stuckey, but I do think this ball was long.
And actually, they're not going to challenge Missy.
Okay.
Yeah, it looked like they were. I agree with you. And Ryan McGuire decided not to. And Vidicic gives the point back to Baylor. A 1-point set with the match tied at a set apiece. Both teams looking for a resume-boosting win here in the early season. Baylor in the midst of a Florida road trip. They'll take on their fellow Big 12 member UCF later this week. And the service here is contagious right now.
Yeah.
So it is Florida that hits the 20-point mark first. These sets go to 25, win by 2, unless we were to get to a 5th set. Kanan gets her instruction. Served it at Ulafatu. Babinbe. Hayes calls everybody off, sets Bird, and Baylor is in the net. Point Florida. Kanan serves it at Rachmanchik. Good serve. Oh, Babinbe with the hammer.
And there it comes again. It is incredibly, it pays off. It is so important. Look at Rachmanchik nailing that pass as she's backed up, and it's incredibly important for her to do so because it puts Baylor at such an advantage situation when they can run that quick down the middle, knowing Essex is up there as well. It creates one-on-one opportunities, and it starts with the pass.
Bird Off hands, Rakmanchik keeps it alive. Correct with a set. August trying to put it away. Good D by Baylor. Babinbe. Command. Babinbe into the block. Rakmanchik through hands. Point Baylor.
And Sam, it is worth pointing out all the blocking work that was done in that rally, and yet a block will not outsides in the game.
Well, back here in Gainesville, the Gators holding on to a slight 1-point advantage in this critical third set. Match is tied at a set apiece. The freshman libero Morgan Madison to serve for Baylor. Stuckey setting Bird. Bird goes corner, and it is called out.
That one is off of the officials.
It's tied at a set apiece, and it is tied 21-all in this set. Stuckey to Bird, and right away Florida sides out to retake the lead.
And you saw the back row defender there make a play on a high ball, and that's because Bird did get a piece of the block, so she had to try to make a play on that.
Bird up to 15 kills. She leads the match in that category.
Yeah, and even more impressive, doing it at a 5:20 clip.
Bella Lee in to serve. Targets Ulafatu. Babinbe, just too much power. Nothing has stopped that attack today.
Babinbe doing everything she can to match Bird, swing for swing. That's 14 kills now for Babinbe.
The other numbers are so similar when you put their kill number, errors, and attacks up next to each other.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Bird's 520. How about Babinbe's 591?
Bird over the block. Babinbe is there to keep it alive. Florida with the block. Rakmanchik to the corner, out of bounds, point Florida. And now the Gators have the serve with a 1-point lead.
These attackers are making the line judges earn their keep. We've had some close ones.
Stuckey, exactly who you'd want back there serving right now. Florida 2 points.
Setter front row for Baylor in this half rotation. Babinbe in the back row, and they will find her in right back.
Bird will attack down the line and just missed it. We're tied at 23. The winner of this next point will have a set point. One of the rare errors by Jordan Bird, only her second of the day.
And this can be a challenging rotation for Florida. Bird is at the right pin. You really need a good pass here to get Alec Roth involved. Kira Hudson at the left pin. Lose the middle there. 2 blockers waiting on Bird.
Madison saves it for Baylor. Warren coming down, made contact, got it over the net. Here's Roth. Set point Florida.
Had to have it. Bird got stuck at the right pin. Nice little pickup on the off speed, and Alec Roth just goes at it.
Denny will set, and Davis just swats that down so quickly. And we're tied at 24. It's win by 2 now. 13th tie of this set.
When the pass is there, Baylor is just so high efficiency out of the middle.
Matkin over the block. And the Gators will have another set point.
We may have an injury.
Denny went down and has not gotten up. Bree Denny, the setter, went down on that play and is on her back now in pain. Bree Denny, a senior setter from San Marcos, California. She's number 8 in green, and she collides with Bailey Warren. And now Denny able to get up on her own.
Sam, she wears a long leg sleeve. And she is
on her own, so that's a good sign. So coming in, that is Emlyn Stetton. They are going to stay with two setters. Stetton coming in off the bench, a sophomore from Illinois. Has seen limited action this season, and now coming in at set point for Florida.
Yeah, as the youngest setter, we saw a lot of her yesterday in practice setting the scout team side, and the scout team consisted of all the coaches along with her. So a pretty fun role for her, actually.
So Florida with set point, Lily Hayes to serve. Madison puts it up for Warren. Saved by Vogel. Overpass, Essex can't put it away. And miscommunication there by the Gators. Nobody took it. And the point goes to Baylor. We are tied again. Whose job is it there, Missy, to call people off?
I think that until someone else is saying mine, if you're close to the ball, you're going for it. So it's no one's job to call you off. You just go for it until someone else tells you not to.
And Baylor returns the favor with an ill-timed error. So a third set point now for the Gators. And it'll be Kira Hudson ready to serve. 11 service errors today committed by Baylor. Hudson serves Rachmanchik, ace! And the set is over. So Kira Hudson, the hero for the moment, serves an ace at set point, and the Gators.
To the team, and he said when he's on the plane and he has watched all the film he can watch, that's when the creative juices typically start flowing, and wow, what a fun and creative side of a coach and a great way to bring lessons. Create lessons and implement those into your program.
Well, the Baylor Bears dropped that opening point here in the fourth set. Florida's up 2-1. And it was Gnarly Harley that served.
Yes, that's one of my favorites. Gnarly Harley and the Bears. I mean, the title, even the title is priceless.
There's Gnarly Harley with the set. Babinbe attacks down the line and misses, a rare miss from Babinbe today. Again, she and Bird on each side of the net have been so efficient attacking.
And you can understand for Babinbe, that's the one rotation, probably the most uncomfortable swing for her, to come from the left side as a former middle blocker.
Hudson ended the set with an ace. Stuckey over the scores table, keeps it alive, almost went into the radio crew. Harley to Babinbe. Babinbe has missed her last two swings, and the Gators have jumped out to a 3-0 lead, but credit Lexus Stuckey for the save here.
Nice job putting the ball back in play. It's a free ball opportunity for Baylor. That's one you'd hope to convert on.
Hudson, another good serve. Kreck has to send it over. Stuckey back set. And a little off the mark point, first point of the set for Baylor. A little miscommunication there between August and Stuckey.
Not a bad decision to use the off speed there, but for Florida, I think the only disappointment is that there's been several times today where they've gone with off speed and missed the court. That's one you want to put in play.
McCurdy in the serve. First time we've seen her serve today. Again, Baylor having to use more of their bench with Denny out, having an injury in that last set. And nice block, Essex.
I love the response from Gabby Essex. It was kind of like a finally response, you know? She and Babinbe, that is a block to reckon with, and particularly in an out-of-system situation, Essex doesn't have to travel real far there. That's an easy one.
Third block of the day for Essex. Hayes calls everybody off. Madkin. Kreck going to set Warren. Warren hits in the hands. And Essex unleashes on that attack for another kill. 10th kill for Gabby Essex in her return to Gainesville.
And perhaps Baylor at their best when they start producing offense from the right side in the middle. And here it comes in set 4.
Must-win set for Baylor. Gators lead this match 2-1. Babembe. Stuckey with options off the slide is August.
And for Florida, finally an option other than Madkin, who's been put in a couple of really difficult situations out of system. She's the only attacker on the floor for Florida. An in-system pass allows Jayla August on a route behind.
You can see that developing. So beautiful to watch when they execute it like that. Canan in to serve for the Gators. Florida up 1. The set goes to 25, win by 2 as well. If Florida wins it, the match is over. If not, we would go to a 5th set. Stuckey back set, and that was the right choice as August gets another kill.
Getting those middles going early, not only in the match, but in each set. You have to go back to it, re-establish the middle.
8 kills on 10 swings, 1 error for August. Nice serve by Canan. Warren had time. Joust at the net. Here's Bird. And Bird with a terminal swing. Hit it right at Bailey Warren.
Bailey Warren sort of caught in no man's land. She's thinking about releasing for the tip. Isn't quite released there, trying to see what's going to happen, but not deep enough to make a defensive play either. And we're getting a look at McCurdy, by the way.
Yep.
17 in green, who makes the pass there for Baylor.
First time we've seen her. She served a moment ago. And the Gators have now won 4 unanswered points after we were tied at 3-all. And Baylor wants a timeout right away. Again, it is how it shakes out.
What a sweet segment Mark has had this week, saying how proud he was of her.
He's turned into a huge volleyball fan as well.
How could you not?
I mean, he's
got a player. Volleyball. Wow, she's good.
Canan, again, they're always happy when she's back to serve. Canan has just been a mainstay in this Gator uniform. It's going to feel strange when she's no longer playing here. It feels like she's played here for 8 years. Warren through the block. Nice swing by the freshman Bailey Warren.
Good ball movement by Warren there. Setter is in the front row, and while Alexis Stuckey is no slouch when it comes to blocking, I like the turn down the line rather than trying to go after the block of Jayla August.
Again, this is a must-win set for Baylor. Florida's trying to win the match by winning this set, and straight to the floor goes August on the attack.
This connection just getting better and better as the season goes on. And it's really, to me, Alexis Stuckey's superpower, her ability to get all the pieces of the offense involved and to do it at a high efficiency.
32 assists for Stuckey today. Warren, another high-flying attack. Point Florida, however. August with the service error.
And so to some extent, the challenge works.
Yeah, good point. 9th service error for the Gators. And Florida still has doubled up the score to this point. Ulafatu back to serve for the Bears. Serves it at Hudson. Bird sends it toward the net. Stuckey will take it over. Craig back to Davis, and Davis with the kill on the right side.
I really like the 4 middles we're seeing in this match today, because all 4 of them are not afraid to go behind. They all are good in front of the setter, and they all like to go off 1 foot. Lots of offense from the middle in this one.
Baylor has 5 players with at least 5 kills. And there's Jordan Bird picking up another one. She now has 18 kills this afternoon.
And for the first time today, Bird actually hitting over a block that she feels like maybe she has the advantage on, because she's been hitting at Babembe all day, and now in the 5-1, she got to hit against a smaller setter.
Bird, a former 2-time Gatorade High School Player of the Year here in the state of Florida. Correct to Davis again. Hit it right at Stuckey. Correct, back to Davis, blocked. Block goes out of bounds, point Baylor.
Really good job of Craig now that she's in the front row and there's not a right side attack, it's opened up the ability for Davis to be really aggressive off 1 foot behind, and Crack is going to it.
And Davis up to 6 kills. Bailey Warren, her dad Ty, played for the Patriots, won a couple of Super Bowls, now a defensive line coach at Stephen F. Austin. Hudson, off hands. And McCurdy with the swing misses, point Florida.
We've seen Rachmanchik on the left side, Bailey Warren, now McCurdy, and if you look at their year-long stats, it's hard to tell who plays for this team. They have a lot of moving pieces. Depth is always a good thing, but Coach said in some ways it'd be nice if I just had 6 players and it was an easy decision. He said, you know, the way they're playing makes it hard.
Here's McCurdy again, pushes it into the Florida block and scores. McCurdy, a sophomore from Frisco, Texas. She started her career at Texas State, but with parents and an older brother that are graduates of Baylor, there was no question where she wanted to go when she entered the portal. Davis serves it at Hayes. Stuckey setting Madkin, and Madkin with a kill on the left side. Now getting back to just how tough it is to scout this Baylor team, Missy. These are the different players that have led them in kills already this season.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, I took a first look at the stats for Baylor as I started to look over their team, and I'm like, whoa. I mean, there's numbers all up and down the stat sheet. I mean, that's a good thing for a coach. I think Babinbe being the leader moving forward could become a constant, but I also thought it was quite interesting that Coach pointed out to us they have such great offense from the middle and the right side that, you know, each team is looking for something different from their left sides, and you typically think offense, but for this team, ball control could be a key aspect for their left side players.
And Hayes just delivered her 2nd ace. Team 7th for Florida today. Gators up 14-8, trying to put this match away. Essex can't get it to go down. Here's Madkin. And Madkin was looking for a touch, did not get it. Point Baylor.
Hayes does a nice job defending in left back there multiple times for Florida, but the Bears just keep coming at you. Babinbe back on the court in an all-important 3 rotations here to see if she can pull Baylor back into this one.
Short serve from Crack. Madkin goes over the block, diving in is Warren. Madison calls everyone off, gonna set McCurdy. McCurdy blocked. Stuckey to Madkin. McCurdy again. Hit hands, the net moved. Point Baylor.
Good job by McCurdy, swinging high there. 4 hands in position, waiting on her, and you see I believe it's the left arm there of Hudson reaching back in.
Craig back to serve, the setter for Baylor. She's been the one constant of that position today after the Denny injury. Oh my! August with a next level athletic kill.
And she's not shy on the celebration. Hayes, look at this. Stuckey takes 1 step to set that ball. I mean, that is perfectly passed by Lily Hayes.
And she now has 3 players with 10 or more kills in this match. Babinbe, again, just so hard to stop that when she has that much time.
And they've got to get the most of her out of her in these 3 rotations.
"15 kills today for Babinbe. Stuckey sets Madkin. Madkin goes line and just missed it. It was there.
Error by Madkin, but realize when you're an attacker and you're across the net from Babinbe, you're thinking about that. That's going to force you to swing wide because you know what's across the net.
Baylor trying to climb back in this set before it gets away from them. They have to win this set to stay in the match. And that's a good answer by Jayla August.
Gabby Essex does a nice job there releasing on the slide, kind of betting on the fact that after one set to the outside pin, that her former teammate Alexis Stuckey probably going to go behind on that second opportunity. She closes there and just gets a little piece of it on the block.
Again, Augusta, 11 kills on 13 swings, 1 error. Crack setting the middle, Babembe. Babembe with another kill, automatic.
And I don't know if she has been stopped in serve receive.
No.
When the pass has been there and they've gone with a quick attempt down the middle.
Florida just hoping this lead lasts so they can get Babembe off that front row. Florida needs a side out. Augusta over the block. And a lift called. First one we've seen today. Point goes to Baylor.
Just kept that ball in her hand a little too long. I don't know if she was trying to take a look at the defense, but she right away says, my fault, folks. Takes all the blame.
She's trying to buy herself a little time.
Yeah.
Stuckey will send it over. Here's Crack to Davis. Nice pancake by Hayes. Good save by Bird. Babembe blocked. And Florida ends up winning that rally just on pure hustle.
Alongside Davis and Warren, a good front line.
It's a 1-point set now. Again, Baylor has to win this set, and Augusta answers to push the lead back to 2. Boy, Augusta's had such a good match today. 12 kills on 15 swings. Her career high is 15 kills. That was against Kansas last year in the NCAA tournament. Good serve. Crack will set Warren. Warren off hands. Bird tries to save it, but can't. Bird had fun trying to save it. Another critical point for Baylor. Ulafatu is in to serve.
Crack back in the front row, setting in the 5-1.
Number 1 in green and an ace by Ulafatu. And we are.
It looked like Florida was closing in. Looked like maybe they were in control. And then the lift call on Jayla Auguste, and it's felt shaky, like they've lost focus. And I think all the credit to Baylor for keeping their foot on the gas. They're not going away.
Florida's had a 5-point lead twice in this set. Florida trying to win it in 4. Baylor trying to force a 5th. Ulafatu calls everybody off. We'll set Davis, and Davis gives Baylor the lead.
Just a high ball in the middle that she absolutely cranks. The give and go, she takes care of the overpass and creates a good look for herself.
So the drama's starting to build here.
Florida's out-of-system secondary setting look. They've gone with a blocking sub because they're now in the 5-1. An injury to their second setter in the 5-2, Denny, has Kreck setting a 5-1. But because she's in the front row and Baylor is serving with Ulafatu, they've gone with their other opposite, Carroll, to come in as a blocking sub. Obviously, the serve is your first line of defense, the block your second line of defense. Yeah, and if the ball goes to the outside to Bird, she's going to have a much bigger block to contend with.
Good catch, Missy. Ulafatu is back to serve. 18-17. Baylor leads a must-win set. We're going to 25 win by 2. Florida wins this set. The match is over. A reminder, Arizona State and Texas will join us after this here on ESPN2. They are currently on ESPNU, if you'd like to peek in on that when we have a break here. Carroll, and saved by Hayes, and that goes out. Lily Hayes, the freshman, saves the point for the Gators.
And I'm not sure that Hayes even intended to send this ball over the net. I think she's just trying to bring it back to a teammate. It travels over the net here. It has to travel over the net between the antennas, which it does. And then a miscue there for Baylor, who have been so resilient after the injury to one of their setters, the way they've played here in this 4th set.
Still have a chance to win it. Hudson with a one-on-one block, and the Gators retake the lead.
And Kira Hudson, who has not been offensive for Florida, you see the big brace she wears on her shoulder, is such a good volleyball player in all of the skills. You see the blocking, she passes so many. Really, her passing is what keeps her on the floor.
Warren powers it through the Florida block to keep Baylor in there, 19 all. Boy, the freshman Bailey Warren has looked good today, too. She's become a real go-to for them in this match. Back to serve now is Warren. We're tied at 19. Serves it at Hudson. Bird stuffed by Davis.
And the setter is front row for Baylor, but the offense is stacked on the right side for Florida. So if the pass isn't there to get to the middle, you know, Hudson at the left pin not taking a lot of swings, it forces you. Now Florida makes an adjustment. I like this much better. Lining up differently so that Bird can swing from the left pin, but also Baylor has made an adjustment and put their bigger blocker on the court.
Bird terminates for Florida. We are tied at 20, going to 25, win by 2. Bird with an incredible afternoon here on her home court, 19 kills. Vogel into serve. And an ace.
Don't call it too soon when you've got Warren on the floor. She nearly brings that ball back into play. Great pursuit effort on the part of Warren.
Again, Vogel leads the team in aces. Correct, setting Davis.
Wow.
Oh boy. Davis says, get that out of here. What a swat.
Yeah, this team, it's all about first contact for Baylor, because when you get the middles going, when you get Babinbe going, they are hard to stop.
And now Davis back to serve. Stuckey setting Madkin, goes over the block. Sets up an overpass. Florida can't put it away. Madkin will bump it over. Essex calling for it, and that's why.
More middle offense for Baylor.
And a 1-point lead for the Bears deep in the 4th. Overpass, Essex again.
Alexis Stuckey in the back row in that rotation. That's why she doesn't jump. You see her stay on the floor here. She cannot leave the floor because she's a back row player.
So Missy, this is the first time in this entire... And the serve goes wide. A 1-point lead now for the Bears.
You know, beyond 20, that's where you really hope you can limit service errors in that race to 5 points when you get beyond 20.
And Taylor Parks is coming in to serve. One of those elite setters, but also an elite server.
To come in the 4th set, Taylor Parks, and put a good ball in play, and now realize
5 points twice in this set. And now have a chance to take us to a decider.
Offense stacked to the left for Florida, and Babinbe, the blocker over there.
Madkin bumps it over. Babinbe's calling for it. She'll get it. And Baylor comes from behind, wins set number 4. So we will go to 15, win by the sophomore, who is going to do big things in this sport. I love her pre-serve ritual, Missy. She's very deliberate before each serve, goes through the same motion, a deep breath just before she hits the ball.
Yeah. Babinbe in middle front for Baylor. Jayla August in middle front for Florida, and it's going to be a race to 15.
Parks with the serve, first point of the 5th set. The block is out of bounds. The attack successful by Bailey Warren, and Baylor wins the opening point of this 5th set. Again, Baylor was down by 5 points twice in that 4th set, survived it. They are looking for their first ranked win of the season. That just goes over the net. Stuckey saves it. And Babembe hammers it.
Florida in a broken play situation again with an out-of-system setter and the ball too tight to the net. I feel like it's been a bit of a trend for Florida rather than keeping the ball off the net, giving those hitters an opportunity.
It's a new career high in kills for Babembe. She has 18 today. Joust at the net. Stuckey won it, but it's still alive. Stuckey again takes it over. Crack saves it. Here's Warren. Out to the left. Madkin down the line. Missed it. And it has been, oh, wait a minute. Let's see.
That one's in.
Yeah, we had 2 different officials motion 2 different things. One called at Baylor's point, the other called at Florida's point.
Florida splitting the middle blocker here as they send Auguste behind, and they've got Madkin out at the pin. But in order to beat the speed of Victoria Davis, I think Stuckey feels pressured to go really fast to that left pin.
Point was awarded to Florida. First point of the set for the Gators. Warren again, high flying over on that left side. And what a start for Baylor.
Maybe the best swing we've seen from the freshman so far today, and it comes in the high-pressure 5th set.
Warren with 9 kills. Ulafatu serves. Bird over the block. Conan called everybody off. Auguste off the slide.
And again, you're waiting on it, right? You know it's coming, and it's just unstoppable.
Yeah, Jayla Auguste has had a fantastic afternoon.
And she has. Rather than Auguste serving, we'll get the sub again. So a defensive sub here.
Bella Lee comes in to serve for Florida. And the serve set that up for Bird. Nice serve by Bella Lee.
So not just a defensive sub, how about a good little serving sub for Ryan Tice?
And Florida ties the score, going to 15, win by 2 to decide the match. And another ace.
Isn't this what you dream of when you're 5'5" defensive specialist?
And that is now 9 aces, 9 errors for Florida, which is exactly what they want, to have 1-to-1 aces to errors. And Florida has the lead now for the first time here in the 5th. Not for long.
Harley Crack, nice delivery to Bailey Warren, who is just really impressing.
And it was Warren's older sister, Bree, in the timeout after that 4th set that was doing a lot of the preset speech to her teammates. Stuckey setting Bird. Bird delivers. And Florida takes the lead again.
Bird leading all players on both sides of the net. Make it 21 kills now today. Hitting .459, and as we expected from Baylor, Sam, 4 different players with double-digit kills. That's who Baylor is.
Florida also getting close to that. They have 3 players in double-digit kills. A rare service error there from Stuckey gives the free point to Baylor. In this 5th set, going to 15, win by 2. And now into serve, Taylor Crane, the sophomore from Texas. First time we've seen her. She was a high school All-American a couple of years ago. Errors off the bench and gives Florida the 1-point advantage. So Missy, when you bring a player in like that off the bench in that high pressure situation, how tough is that to come in?
It's incredibly difficult. You've been standing through 4 sets, and then not only are you cold, but the pressure is high. And it's a 2-part sub. You feel like that player can give you a good serve, but also in a long rally, you feel like maybe that's a player with a better opportunity to make a defensive play to extend a rally as well.
So how could she handle that moment better next time?
I mean, I think you want to be aggressive. I mean, you can't serve an easy ball over the net against a team like Florida. It's going to come right down your throat. So, I mean, I think you have to continue to be aggressive, trust yourself.
Let's hope we get to see her again. Here's Vogel serving for the Gators. Crack to Rachmanchuk. Madkin gets the kill, and the Gators take a 2-point lead, their largest lead of this 5th set.
And in the 5-1 situation now for Baylor after Denny, their second setter, was lost to injury, the smaller block does impact that play. It allows Amaya Madkin to redirect that down the line.
Correct, sets Essex in the middle, and Essex wide on that attack. And now Florida builds that.
8, Bree Denny, this is great news for Baylor fans. Left the match injured at the end of set 3, and here she is. Love to see this.
So all smiles for Denny. Good to see her back on the floor. Let's see the impact she can have here as things are a bit more normalized for the Bears. Middle attack from Essex. She missed it. The Gators have now won 4 straight points to build this 4-point lead.
Back-to-back errors for Baylor, and in that 5th set, they feel amplified.
And we go to 15, win by 2. Vogel behind the service line. Rachmanchuk. Vogel kept it alive. Hayes will send it toward the net. Madkin into hands. Madkin again, off hands. Rachmanchuk. Madkin. What good D on both sides. Stuckey with a lot of time, sets Madkin. Denny keeps it alive. Carroll has to send it over. Roth out of the middle. It was out, point Gators.
And I got to tip my cap to Anaya Madkin right here, because wasn't able to get the kill, but she does not err them out of that point. And she is hitting at 191. That might not look like a big number to you, but she is being asked to take so many out-of-system swings in a situation where she's literally the only option on the floor. Blockers ready and waiting for her. And she does a great job of just continuing.
So Florida has had to wait a long time in between serves. Remember, Ryan McGuire issued a challenge, and then after the challenge went against him, he called a timeout. So we'll see if Vogel, the server, has been iced.
I talked moments ago about Anaya Madkin not airing Florida out of that long rally, and it pays off. Florida in this critical 5th set without an attack error yet.
Denny setting Essex. Another Florida point. 5 unanswered points by the Gators.
And 3 attack errors now for Baylor in this 5th set.
Rachmanchuk.
Looking for the touch, yeah.
Got it. Point Baylor. Really a must-have point there.
Florida thought it was their point. They've sent someone back to the service line.
And they're talking to Ryan Tice, and he said no.
We've got 2 different servers.
Points to build this 7-point lead. We were tied at 5. Denny with a set to Rachmanchuk, and Baylor sides out.
And she was the questionable swinger just moments ago. She leaves no question there. Puts that one right into the middle of the floor.
Rachmanchuk with her 9th kill. No more room for error for the Bears. Hayes receives it. Stuckey setting Madkin. And Madkin does not get the touch. Point Baylor.
First attack error here for Florida in this 5th set. And you see Lily Hayes squeezing Anaya Madkin here, basically trying to pass with 2, take away that passing duty from Madkin.
Madkin swinging again. She went high, didn't get the touch, and Baylor has won 3 straight points. Florida still with a comfortable lead for the moment. They're trying to get to 15, win by 2. And Baylor waiting on the Gators. And now the Gators in position. We're ready to go. Crack about to serve in this critical 5th set. We go to 15, win by 2 to determine the winner.
Ball off the net, you know it's to Madkin.
Babinde, saved by Vogel. And then Essex picks up the kill for the Bears, and the lead is 3 now.
And we've seen the Vidicic substitution before for Kira Hudson, but they've actually dropped Kira Hudson back to pass now.
4 straight Baylor points. Stuckey to Roth. Point Gators.
And that's why Kira Hudson is so important to this team. They dropped her right into the middle of the court. They needed her to nail a pass, and she delivers. With that, they're able to get some offense aside from Madkin, who has just had to carry an extremely large load.
And break that Baylor momentum. Hayes serving. Blocked by Hudson. And the Gators have match point behind the block of Hudson.
Doing so many of the unnoticeable things well. Kira Hudson nails the pass and comes back with a defensive point for the Gators.
Baylor will take a timeout. They're new teams, a lot of new pieces on both sides of the net. Hudson had an ace to end one of the sets, just had that block to get Florida to match point. And it will be the freshman Lily Hayes serving at match point Florida. And there's a fly on the court. They're trying to chase it away. I think we got it.
I actually had love bugs all over my car today in Gainesville. I'm betting on a love bug there.
So Hayes serving at match point. She's had 3 aces today. And gets another one to win the match. The Gators, Lily Hayes, the freshman, delivers her 4th ace to beat the Baylor Bears.
We need when it comes down to this, after all the hard work of the afternoon into the evening,